Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The 2018 Salute to Excellence Awards dinner begins right now. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage our 2018 Salute to Excellence Awards Masters of Ceremony from Entertainment Tonight, Nichelle Turner and Kevin Frazier.
Yeah, I know. Oh, my mic is on now. Kevin and I are already talking about y'all. That was a weak round of applause.
Come on now. NABJ. Let's hear it.
We have been here in Detroit all week having a good time. I know y'all got a little more left in you, right?
I do have NABJ party voice, though. You know that, right?
Me too. Did you hear me?
We've hit a few parties here, y'all.
No, not me. I was in my room studying the AP style book.
Okay.
All week. I heard that. Whoever said it, I'm going to ignore it. How's everybody doing tonight? Y'all good? Yeah, you look good. Everybody sure does. Good evening, everybody, our journalist friends. And we thank you guys for joining us here tonight for an evening of celebration, honors, and fun at the 2018 Salute to Excellence Awards. Of course, you heard them announce it, but I'm Nichelle Turner.
I'm the guy who works with Nichelle Turner,
That's
Kevin
right.
Frazier. Here's the thing, whether you're accepting an award tonight or you're supporting someone who's accepting an award, or you're just here for the food, you all do an amazing job, and you're amazing at what you do and what we do, and we appreciate you.
Yes, absolutely. So please give yourselves a round of applause, everybody, for being the best of the best tonight.
And speaking of the best, I just do want to mention one of the best of the best.
Absolutely.
He is not here with us tonight. He has hosted this before. He is a good friend of ours, and I just want to send out good vibes to my man Don Lemon for all the good work he is doing right now.
Absolutely.
Because right now, it's kind of noisy out there. Somebody is making noise out there.
There's a lot of noise.
There's a lot of noise. But as journalists, we can't get distracted.
Exactly.
Don't get distracted.
By the noise.
Focus on what you do and keep on doing what you do.
Yeah.
Do not get distracted.
Yeah. I do think that it's almost poetic, though, for the week that we've gathered together to empower, to learn, and to lift each other up. Our president is attacking one of our best. So we just have to stay the course. We all signed up to be fair, accurate, truthful reporters, and we have got to have each other's back, because it's more important now than ever. It really is. It's more important now than ever.
That's right.
So the theme this week at this year's convention has been driving journalism, technology, and trust. And tonight we're going to have all three of those things on display. But we do want to remind the recipients that your personalized awards will be available outside of the ballroom. And before we continue, I just need to give a special shout out, because I'm a music lover. Kevin knows he gives me hell about it every single day. But I want to recognize the house band tonight. Spectrum, Thank you guys. Way to go. Way to go.
Trust me, if you play something, she will dance. I want everybody, though, because we want you to pull your phones out. I know it sounds a little weird, but we do want you to take your phones out. We want you to jump onto Twitter and start tweeting using the hashtag NABJSTE18. Got it? NABJSTE18. Add all your pictures, your videos, and everything on those tweets to that hashtag. We'll see him behind as well.
Yeah, because we're putting everything on the social media wall this year. And I don't want to see anybody's tweets from the Sports Task Force party last night, especially if I'm in them.
Yeah.
We're just going to leave those alone.
Right, you're in the field.
What happened last night stays in last night, okay? But Kevin and I want to start you off because he's the social media king. I'm trying to play catch up, but he's good. So we're going to take a little selfie, put it up. So we're going to start you off tonight, okay?
Hold on.
Do you have a phone?
Who has the phone?
I don't have a phone.
Oh, here it is. Here it is. Okay.
Okay,
but take one with everybody in it.
Oh, yeah. So turn your back. Do the Kevin Hart.
No, I just need everybody behind. I got everybody. Everybody.
You got them?
Put your phones up. Wait. Get in here. Get in here. Nichelle, you in there? Okay. Bang.
Now.
All right, we'll hashtag it in a minute.
Yeah, we're going to be showcasing all of these throughout the night. We're even going to feature some of the best tweets, so please make them good, but make them safe for work.
And by the way, yeah, you have to go back to work tomorrow. Don't put your phones away yet, because if you signed up for the mobile alerts before the show, you should have gotten one. If you didn't, then just sign up now.
Yeah.
But look and see if you got a mobile alert.
Yeah, keep an eye on those alerts, because there's going to be a lot more to come. But I want to get back to our theme for tonight, okay? We're driving journalism, technology, and trust. We just did the technology thing. Now we want to introduce a man to you all who's both synonymous with journalism and with trust.
Yeah, he's NABJ's executive director and has helped really secure this organization's financial status and made a heck of a turnaround over the past 2 years.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he has been a manager at all levels of TV news and a mentor to many. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the one and only Drew Barry.
Y'all feeling all right tonight? Y'all feeling all right tonight? Okay, all right. Yeah, we are honoring the best of the best tonight. There's so much talent in this room. I gotta tell you, I do want to honor, before we really get started, an incredible group of people who are instrumental in putting this year's convention on. I told you in the opening ceremony about the incredible group from Detroit, the Detroit chapter. They were just incredible. Other key folks who really worked hard to put this convention together and make it a success were our NABJ Board of Directors, NABJ staff, Convention Chair Eva Coleman, Programming Chair Maria Reeves, Executive Producer Bernadette Neely, and I gotta tell you, it's a lot of folks. The list goes on and on and on. Now, I do want to give special recognition to two people who came in midstream, and that's Angela Robinson and Kerwin Spate. You have no idea how instrumental they were to helping us get this thing together this year. And then the other thing, we had a very incredible group of interns in the national office. And one story, here's the deal. They're bright. You know, they're disciplined, great interpersonal skills, and have a very bright future. An issue came up where there were some postings on social media, and something was supposed to go up on social media, and they challenged leadership, and they said, that's inappropriate, that is not good, that is not a good image. And you know what? That's what we need. That's what we need from the young people. They were right. And we responded. So I want to encourage young people to speak up. Please speak up. Now, really good news here. Final registration figures. Drum roll. 3,016. Okay. In terms of registration, 3,016. Now, I got to tell you, we didn't plan for that many. I'm just going to be very honest with you, because everybody was saying, well, we're not going to Detroit, but Rochelle Riley and her group and all that, and that Detroit chapter say the devil is a liar. So that worked out very well. Let's put it in perspective. I went back a little further. In the last 15 years, only Atlanta, Vegas, New Orleans, and D.C. have had more people than Detroit. So Detroit, you're in that elite group now. All right? All right. So anyway, and get ready for next year in Miami. I'm pushing it forward. You'll see Miami, they're doing their closing party tonight and all of that. But I'm telling you, Miami is going to be a record. We went down to the Turnberry Resort where the convention will be. We're already planning for overflow hotels. We had to get 3 overflow hotels for this convention. So I strongly encourage you, that when we open up for registration, jump on it, and especially the room nights, because they're limited, and also exhibitors. I would strongly encourage you also to get on it pretty quickly. Thank you. Have a great night.
We'd like to acknowledge our title sponsor, FedEx, for their commitment to and support of the National Association of Black Journalists. We ask that the representatives from FedEx please stand and be recognized.
All right. Kevin, can I tell you something?
What do you want to tell me? First, thank you, FedEx. Thank
Yes.
you for stepping up. We appreciate you.
We
do.
sure do. Can I tell you something for real?
What were you going to tell me?
See, this is the problem with Kevin. I was about to say something really nice to him, and he gives me that look like, what? What? And he starts to get on me. I just want to tell you guys something real quick, because I love this man right here. I really do. He's not just my coworker, this is my brother. I love him to the end of the earth. He talks me off the ledge so many days. I'm so glad that he is there at Entertainment Tonight with me, and that we can share in that,
Everything.
you know, that bond. But Kevin Frazier gets on my nerves. He really does. He gets on my last nerve. So you know I have to love y'all to be here with him on a day off, hanging out with him on my day off. I was going to tell you look very handsome.
You look beautiful tonight.
Thank
Can you
you.
imagine what every day is like between the two of us? Anyway,
Really
before we continue, we would like to send a special thank you to the Democracy Fund and the Foundation for their tremendous support of NABJ. Please, let's recognize those organizations.
Yes, stand up, everybody.
Yeah, those that are here.
All right, each year NABJ recognizes a news organization that rises above the rest in its effort to cover issues of and related to the Black community. Now that outlet makes strides to increase diversity, to address impactful issues across the African diaspora.
Yeah, now the 2018 Salute to Excellence Best Practices Award goes to...
Goes to.
Goes to...
Goes to. Goes to. West Africa Leaks by the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists and Cinezo. It happens. Congratulations.
Now, with the Best Practices Award comes the Thumbs Down Award also. It is the dubious distinction presented to an organization deemed to engage in practices at odds with the mission of the National Association of Black Journalists.
Yes.
That can include, but not limited to, insensitive, racist, or stereotypical reporting, commentary, photography, or cartoons about the Black community. This year, the Thumbs Down Award has been given to...
Drum roll.
Drum roll, y'all. The Thumbs Down Award has been given to... KTVU-TV gets the Thumbs Down Award. Now...
This is just recent.
Right, and listen, here's the deal. The goal of the award is not to ridicule or chastise, but to compel this organization to review its practices. Get better, y'all, is what we're saying.
Absolutely.
Policies and procedures to make sure they align with the highest journalistic standards. So that is our this year's Thumbs Down Award.
Yes. And I think
recipient.
they've said they will get better. Let's make sure we hold them accountable, okay?
Yeah. All right. Let's add now to our social media. Let's get back on a positive note. Hold on, everybody. Stay with us. Thumbs down is over. We're back to positivity. And do me a favor. We want to add to our media wall. Our selfie number 2 of the night is coming soon. But y'all been tweeting and posting on Facebook. We have been watching. The social media wall will be lighting up. We'll get that going in a second. Let's just take a look at some of the posts that we've already
We got
seen.
some
Look,
posts. Let's see.
yeah, there's some great ones up there already. Not every day that you run into NBA Hall of Famer Isaiah Thomas here at NABJ.
I went to the
18,
panel that he did
which
about
is a-
Detroit basketball. It's amazing.
And I love this one. Great time. Thank God for black journalism. Tashina Arnold, she
Thank
was here.
you, Tashina.
Thank you, Tashina. We had a great time with her.
Yes, indeed.
So lots of folks. I like that picture.
Hey, my buddy Lance Washington, Director
Yeah.
of Photography at WVUE. There you go. Proud to be Region 3 with L. Washington 88 at NABJ, Region 3 meet and greet. How y'all doing?
So we like lots of tweets. We want to see yours up there, and we see more pictures and more folks that are here. The CBS News booth, and I think that's the ET booth right back there.
Uh-oh, hold on.
It was our first year having an Entertainment Tonight booth here at
Sure
NABJ. It won't be the last, because
Will
we'll be
not.
back next year.
Yeah.
And
Kevin and I have been advocating for years, and finally our voices were heard.
Yeah, and so we're very excited. Hopefully, if your organization was not here, go back and knock on that door until they get here, because there are lots of qualified folks who are looking for jobs that should have jobs, so make sure your organization acknowledges them.
Yeah, and just a little testimony to that. We have been talking to our folks for years about needing to be here, how important it was for Entertainment Tonight to be here and have an official presence. And now that they've heard us and we were here this year, our executives were overwhelmed. And they said to us on the first day, we're embarrassed that it took us this long to get here, but you better believe we'll never miss another one.
Yeah,
and we'll be here from here on out. Yeah.
And part of that is because of y'all.
Absolutely.
All the students and all the people looking for jobs who came up to the booth had great things to say.
Yeah.
We're going to hire some people, I'm telling you.
I love
okay,
this.
Go ahead.
Okay, so look, we're all journalists here. Many of us wear several hats here. So here to give us tonight's invocation is a man who is both a journalist and a pastor. I love that, okay? Reverend Dr. Robbie Morganfield is a former newspaper reporter and editor, and now he serves as the department head of mass communications at Grambling State University. He's an ordained, there you go. He's an ordained minister. Reverend Morganfield has been the lead pastor of 2 congregations in the Baltimore, Washington area. So please welcome Reverend Dr. Robbie Morganfield.
Shall we pray? Almighty and gracious Creator, we gather in this place on this night to acknowledge that you are God. God, we hear tonight in many expressions, faith expressions. For some, you are Jehovah. For others, you are Allah. For still others, Lord, you are Yahweh. But it is one thing that we all agree upon. You are almighty, you're all powerful, and you do all things well. And so, God, on this night in which we have come to honor and acknowledge our colleagues who have done all things well, we pray that you continue to inspire us, to enlighten us, to direct us as we continue to be truth tellers in this age in which truth is often ridiculed as fake news. God, may our voices rise higher. May we find courage to stand and to speak truth to power. And God, may we be reminded that there are people who look like us but don't live like us, who are not as fortunate as we are to have jobs and to have opportunity to be seen and to be heard. Remind us that we are voices for those whose voices have been muted. Give us ability, courage to do greater work. And as you do these things, we will give you praise. For it's the name of all that is true, holy, and righteous that we pray. And everyone who agrees with that said amen.
Thank you, Dr. Morganfield. All right, now to the portion of the night that is pretty high on everybody's list. It would be.
I heard your stomach growling. Kevin.
Okay, you heard it? All
Yeah.
right.
Kevin wants to eat, everybody.
It's dinner time. We are just getting started, though. You'll hear from a civil rights icon. We
Yes.
will honor one of Detroit's own with our highest honor. Where you at? Yeah, she's right there in the front.
We see you.
We see you. Jamel, don't try to hide.
What up,
Don't try to hide. Hey. Anyway, we
She's
will
not
hide.
paying attention.
She's right there. All right.
Acting like she doesn't hear us.
I know,
right.
she heard us. She knows that.
We're just minutes away from turning up with a performance that is going to blow you all away. So dinner's served, everybody. Please enjoy your food.
Yes.
Do we have a treat for you? He's an award-winning songwriter for artists like Johnny Gill, Trey Songz, Nicki Minaj, SWV, and Jamie Foxx. His single, Long Song Away, reached #1 on the R&B charts. Please welcome national recording artist Kevin Ross.
Good evening, good evening. Y'all look wonderful tonight. Allow me to introduce myself again. My name is Kevin Ross. I'm from Washington, D.C. By a show of hands, how many people want to be great or already know that they're great? Show of hands. See, my definition of great, to have everybody's attention here. My definition of great is understanding how necessary you really are to your families, to your community, to the culture, to the world, and most importantly, to yourselves. Do you believe that here tonight? There we go. Y'all full? Y'all comfortable? Y'all full? Y'all comfortable, right? There we go. Let this message feed you as well.
Do you wanna be great? Do you wanna be? Do you wanna be? Do you wanna be great? Ooh, do you wanna be? You wanna be great? Listen up, it's time to shift the culture, move with focus, rise above and lose the vultures. It's hard to fly when those that's close to you keep pulling you down. Yeah, off my chest, no more excuses. I'm scared to death, but I can't lose grip. I'm scared to jump, I'm scared to fail, I'm scared of you, I'm scared of myself. But what it's like if I can't be great, yeah, great, yeah. And if I fall on my knees, then let it be, 'cause I'm praying and God's saying, well done, 'cause we're gonna be great. Oh, say we're gonna be great. We're gonna be great. Say we're gonna be great.
And now that y'all are full, y'all can get up and two-step with me. Yeah. You see, you always got somewhere to go. Your life is filled with revolving doors. It's not a race when it comes to love, no, no, no. Unless it's me that you're running from. No, 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 no. These city girls want it all, but they never can wait, not so fast. You could lose control. I know we live in the now, but we can set our own pace. Take my hand, and we can slow dance to the radio. 'Cause forever's a long, said it's a long song away. Hey. 'Cause forever's a long, said it's a long song away. So won't you please, please let the record play. Hey, just let the record play. Yeah, yeah. You think that life's gonna pass you by. You said it's gonna pass you by. And you fear that there's just not enough time. Time, yeah. Why would you stress something that's out of your control?
control. Oh, and close your eyes and dream we'll never grow old. Oh, oh, oh. The city girls want it all, but they never can wait, not so fast. You couldn't lose control. I know we live in it now, but we could set our own pace. Take my hand, and we can slow dance to the radio. Oh yeah, 'cause forever's a long, long, said it's a long song away. Oh, it's just a two-step, 'cause forever's a long, said it's a long song away. So won't you please, please let the record play. Just let the record play. Oh, don't turn that down. Be patient with love. Oh, with my love. So let's keep this in rotation. Hey, never let it fade. Never let it go. 'Cause forever's a long. Hey, said it's a long song way. Get it now. 'Cause forever's a long. Said it's a long song away. So won't you please, please let the record play. Hey, just let the record play. Yeah. Y'all can get up and groove now. It's okay. Y'all look good. Don't be too stuffy here, alright? Who wanna dance with me? Who wants to dance with me? Who can take instructions? There we go. You. We're gonna get this food out the way. See, it goes step, step, side to side, round and you hit the back. Hey, separate to bring it back. Now let me see you do the love slide. Step, hey, step, side to side, round and you hit the back. Hey, separate to bring it back. Now let me see you do the love slide. Whoa. It goes, you make me happy. Y'all know this one. This you can bear, yeah, yeah. You stood right beside me, and I won't forget, no. See, I really love you. You should know. I wanna make sure I'm right, girl. Everybody in the building sing this part. Here it goes. Y'all can be louder than that now. I wanna make sure I'm right, girl. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah. Because forever's a long, said it's a long song away. So won't you please, please let the record play. Y'all having a good time so far? Now do me a favor, sweetheart, with the orange. Now, can you hand me my water right there? Nah, it wasn't no diss or nothing like that. Y'all mean and cruel. Just saying. Give her a hand now, walking like that. Woo, yeah. This next one is dedicated to you, all right? If you're having a good time so far, let me hear you say, oh yeah. Let's keep it rocking and rolling. Oh, now why you gotta go and come climb on top of me, babe? See, we gon' mess around and won't find the time to sleep, babe. Can't refuse it. how you do it, girl. Oh no, oh, girl, you got me strung out and I'm feeling like a user. And I can't put you down, you're my past, but now my future. You one exception to the rule, to everything I thought I knew, and no one else will ever do. Cause I swear you're one of a kind. I know you can't stay too long, but baby don't go, 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 baby don't go. See you my Mona Lisa with a smile that guys would kill for. See you my high price art and I'm not afraid to spend more. I can't help it that I'm selfish, girl. Oh, 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 oh. See you the rock of my roll, you're my blues, my soul collection. Oh, put the record on hold, damn your perfection. See you one exception to the rule, to everything I thought I knew, and no one else will ever do. Cause I swear you're one of a kind. I know you can't stay too long, but baby don't go, baby don't go, baby don't go, baby don't go, baby don't go. Say oh, cause I swear you're one of a kind. I know you can't stay too long, but baby don't go, baby don't go, baby don't go, baby don't go, baby don't go. It goes, I just wanna touch and kiss. Said I wish that I could be with you tonight. You give me butterflies inside, inside. It goes, I just wanna touch and kiss. Said I wish that I could be with you tonight. You give me butterflies all inside. Yeah. Looking in the mirror took me by surprise. I can't help but see you running often through my mind, helpless like a baby. Since your own disguise, oh, I can't help but love you, and you too. It's getting better all the time. Let me sing it, y'all. I can't help it. If I wanted to, I wouldn't help it. Even if I could, I can't help it. If I wanted to, I wouldn't help it. No, sing it, y'all. I wouldn't help it. I can't help it. I wouldn't help it. No. Die. And it goes, baby don't go, 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 baby don't go. Thank you guys so much for having me. My name is Kevin Ross once again. Much love, God bless.
Yeah.
What's happening, Roland Martin?
Hey, I just want to tell you something. That guy's album is fantastic. It's called The Awakening. We listen to it at my house. My children know.
Yeah.
When Be Great comes on, that means Daddy has the basketball. He's outside. We got to get focused in the house. And then when I put on Don't Go, my wife knows, yeah.
I was about to say.
It would be a mixtape back in the day. But
I just want to tell you something. Your wife was doing a duet with Kevin Ross during that song.
She knows
that song.
song.
You're done.
She knows that song.
You're done.
Michelle.
Her and Kevin had a thing going on.
No. It's on our mixtape. It's on our mixtape. The Fraser Family mixtape.
I'm just saying.
All week long.
Not trying to break up happy homes,
Yeah,
but I'm just saying.
It's on the Fraser Family mixtape. Anyway.
You need to woo, woo, woo. Kenny, woo, woo, woo. I'm just saying.
This is our life every day.
Every day.
All week long, we have been working hard to get your passport book stamped, visiting different places throughout the city of Detroit. Hopefully you still have your passport book with you.
Yes.
Not your real passport, your NABJ passport.
Absolutely. The completed passports were put into a drawing, and if you win, you get $1,000. And we're about to get that drawing going right now. I know, right? I'm mad because I didn't do the passport. Vicki Thomas has a box with the lucky number inside.
Also Rochelle Riley.
Rochelle Riley as well. Ladies, come on up here. By the way, Kevin, instead of Jeffrey Osborne, you kind of sound like Barry White.
Can I just...
I keep telling you this, telling you that.
He was doing too much last night, y'all. All right, ladies, y'all ready? You were too on that stage.
No, he...
All right, we got a winner? Oops. Sorry.
Might be a student. That was awesome.
If so, okay.
Okay, go ahead. Who is
Ready?
that?
Natifa Mullings. Natifa Mullings, University of Maryland. A student? Oh, Natifa, I know you can use that $1,000. Fantastic.
Where is she?
Is Natifa here? Stand up if you're here, Natifa. Yeah, congratulations. Get your check, girl.
Hold on. Why did she sit back down? As a journalist, there's two things you got to know. Get the story and get your money. Come get your money. Come on. Don't sit back down. All right, come on.
Congratulations.
And give her a round of applause again.
One more round of applause for Natifa.
As she walks up to do that, you know, we are here to recognize journalists at the top of their profession. We also remember all those who made their life's work to keep the public informed, entertained, and engaged.
Yeah, each year we honor our fallen colleagues and our friends. Their memories live in their work and through the loved ones that they leave behind.
Please, let's direct all eyes to the screen as NABJ celebrates our members who passed away in the past year. The tone of an organization is set by its leaders, and the head of NABJ is a great leader, and we will hear from them in a second. But let's start with this. So many great journalists who gave their time to the public, and now we remember them.
Absolutely, and this is one of the reasons why we're here today, to remember them and celebrate their work, and also make sure the things that they've done for this business live on and we continue to pay it forward. So it is an honor to welcome to our stage tonight our president of NABJ. Here to introduce the President Award is NABJ President Sarah Glover.
Good evening, NABJ. You can do better. Good evening, NABJ. There we go. I'm excited to be able to present the President's Award tonight, and it is going to go to a very, very special human being within our organization. This person helped us make history last year. You guessing? Helped us make history last year. This person helped us in New Orleans set a convention record, and I believe it was 3,200 plus, right? This person has served this organization for nearly 2 decades. This person has done things without being asked. And this person, lastly, has truly been a servant leader and has been selfless. Last year, Ryan Williams chaired the NABJ convention. Is he in the room? Last year, Ryan Williams was the convention chair, and the year before, he was the convention chair because he stepped in line and stepped up when a fellow member was not able to continue, and we have heartfelt expressions of support to Elise Durham, who always stands up when asked and called upon. But around March, was unable to continue, and the call went to Ryan, and he, without a doubt, said, sure, yes. And then we asked him to do it again because the DC convention was a record-setting convention, and it was our first joint convention with NAHJ. And then he came back in New Orleans, and how could you outdo DC, right? But he did, and led the team. So Ryan, we thank you.
Hello, NABJ. This is definitely unexpected. I have nothing to prepare, so I'll just say thank you very much. I do it because I love this organization. I do it because I'm lucky enough to be part of history in the making. Every time I see each one of your articles, every time I see every story, I know that the first draft of history that you are writing is going to be influential for so many individuals. I also am lucky to be part of an organization like NBC News. NBC News gave me the time to be able to commit to being convention chair in Washington, D.C. and in New Orleans, and to be able to work with so many great people. I want to thank Yvette Miley, who is not here, but for those who are part of the Yvette Miley fan club, please text her right now and saying she's giving the love. She's my boss, the check helps. But thank you also to Sarah Glover, to Drew Barry, to the board for believing in me and being able to help move forward with a convention that was historic and record-making. Congratulations to the Detroit chapter. Congratulations to Vicki and Sarah Glover. Sarah Glover knows that I am a huge fan of hard-working sisters who are keeping it down for their family, her son, who's keeping it down for an organization that she loves and still is doing the job. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. Love you.
Well, you see there's another award on that table that looks just like that one. That's because I'm giving 2 out this year. I couldn't pick. It was so hard. So the second person I wanted to recognize, literally, if Ryan could be topped, I don't know if he could be topped, but this person rose to the occasion with the utmost enthusiasm of 55 people, barreling through, helping us. We have a theme going about conventions, so helping us get through this amazing convention in Detroit. Would you not say this has been absolutely amazing? NABJ 18. And hat tip to the Detroit chapter. But there was one person who stood just so eloquently a little bit above the rest. It was a group effort, but this person helped you all get this convention. And she worked so hard, and I am talking about Vicki Thomas. Vicki Thomas is an amazing woman and a lovely spirit. She's a go-getter. She works hard. And what I love about her is she'll do whatever you need. She'll give you a ride, she'll clean the toilets, and she also looks good on a Saturday night, right? I love this woman. So congratulations, Vicki. I love her spirit. I love her spirit because Detroit, we haven't had the convention in Detroit since '92, and had we have had a 2006 convention here, it would have been as great as the convention here this year. But this woman didn't give up. She said, okay, 2006 didn't work out, we're going to do 2018. And boy, did you show up.
Wow.
I love you. Oh, my God. This is heavy. I'll hold it for you.
Ooh, I am stunned. I have to thank my team. You hear my voice, right? So we have put in the work. And I was telling someone, you always feel like you're not ready. You could use another week. Can I get 2 weeks? A month maybe, and we'll be in better shape. But then you have to just trust that the planning pays off. And our team, Detroit in the house, my deputy, Georgette Johnson, I love you, girl. We've been in the trenches for 5 years doing regional conferences all over our region. And I just want to thank everybody in Region 2. Where are my Region 2 people? Yes! Thank you so much for your support over these last 5 years. And this ends my term on the national board, so it's just like an amazing accomplishment. And I'm just thrilled that you all came and that this city backed us 100%, that the corporations came out, the politicians, the mayor's office, they knew what this convention meant to the city of Detroit. We've been beat up, we've been talked about, we had a murder capital before, but this city is a great city. I love my city. And to my president, oh my God, leadership is hard work. Where are the leaders here? Stand up. You know it's hard work. Roland, you know it's hard work. Sarah, you know it's hard work. This woman has cried. We have cried together. This is heart and soul kind of stuff, really, for me. I love this organization. I was part of the team in 1992. I am here because of NABJ. So if I'm passionate, you know, and I may be over the top sometime, but, you know, love me anyway, because I love NABJ. Thank you so much. Sarah Glover, you are the woman. You are the woman. Support our president. Oh, I'm getting old. Oh, really? Thank you so very much.
It is my distinct pleasure to be able to introduce to you an actual icon, a civil rights icon, Reverend Jesse Lewis Jackson Sr., 1988 presidential candidate, Baptist minister, North Carolina A&T State University graduate, civil rights and human rights drum major for justice, an icon known worldwide, a lieutenant to Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and a native of Greenville, South Carolina, a proud member of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, a father of 6, a husband of 1, married to Jacqueline Brown Jackson, since 1962. For decades, this nation's civil rights march has marched on because of Reverend Jackson, because he continues to speak truth to power, fighting for less prominent people and celebrating all causes worldwide. Reverend Jackson, it's my honor to welcome you to the National Association of Black Journalists Convention and our Salute to Excellence Gala. We would be honored to hear from you this evening.
I am somebody.
I'm somebody.
I am somebody.
I'm somebody.
I may be young. I may be young.
But I am
somebody. I may be poor, but I am somebody.
No, sir, you cannot be admitted.
Why?
I am not going to serve you.
Because of my race?
I'm not going to serve you.
There's a picture you see of us pointing, saying the police were coming to us with their guns out. And we said, the bullet came from that way. I mean, no one come to us. Go where the shot came from.
Our time has come. A new day has begun. Red, yellow, black, and white. We're all precious in God's sight. I was born in the slum, but the slum was not born in me. And it wasn't born in you. Hold your head high. Stick your chest out. You can make it.
The reality is these people need food and medicine. They need airlifts. You cannot get past these roads in the mud.
Let me express my sincere thanks and delight to NABJ for enduring and building and keeping the light of our hope alive down through these years. For a chance to share with you on this occasion at this critical hour in the history of our nation. It's a state of emergency, really. It's not just racist, it's pathological and dangerous. It is not over. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God. No word, no world. You are the keepers of the Word. It's been a long journey for me since 1960. We sat down with 7 classmates and we were jailed, trying to use a public library, facing the barbarism of legal segregation. We're called ignorant and locked up trying to use a public library. My father sat behind Nazi POWs on American military bases at that time. The day Dr. King gave the speech in Washington, the context of the dream was from Texas to Florida to Maryland, we couldn't use a single public toilet. We couldn't buy ice cream with Howard Johnson. We couldn't rent a hotel room at Holiday Inn. We could not vote. We were not citizens. Against those odds, we chose not to surrender, not to adjust, not merely to resent, but to resist and fight back. I find joy in being with you tonight. My very first job was selling Baltimore African-American newspapers and Pittsburgh Journal and Guide, reading A.S. Doc Young every week and Sam Lacey, called Roland. Got to Chicago only to sell Jets and Ebony. We could not get them in the counters of the stores in the ghetto at that time. I want to thank the journalists who told our stories in the darkness, in black obituaries and weddings, never quite made it to the paper. Frederick Douglass and Ethel Payne, Les Payne, Asa Moore, Max Robertson, Bill Raspberry, Dorothy Gilliam, Dwayne Wickham, Vernon Jarrett. These men and women have been light and darkness down through these years. So many in between, Frederick Douglass and Don Lemon the other night giving that kind of interview with LeBron James. The media's always had a kind of threatening power to our society. More threatening than political power. As significant as that is, I think about George Curry. Economic power has been that of appraisal power. The right to determine the worth of somebody else, their value. So when Jackie Robinson gets through playing, he is quote unquote too angry to be a manager. The appraiser's perception. Ernie Banks too soft to be a hitting coach, 600 home runs later. Really give your favorite person tonight a $50,000 diamond ring. You were overjoyed that you had given this great gift, and the person in receiving it was of such. In the midst of it all, someone would say you should get that ring insured because you may lose it, someone may steal it. You take the ring downtown and someone says, this ring is worth, I see a flaw, is worth $25,000. No matter how much we protest, it will be insured at the appraised value. Or someone may say, this ring is worth $100,000. Where'd you get it from? Power now of the appraiser. 5 seasons, and next year will be 400 years since we've been here. These athletes have had some awesome rollers. I listened to Trump attack LeBron James and Don Lemon today. Whether David in the Bible or Samson fighting Goliath. When nobody would hear us pray, it was Jack Johnson. When he fought, there were race riots, Jack Johnson. Jesse Owens ran the race, 1936, the Olympic race in Berlin. The white paper said that it was a terrible thing that Hitler did not speak to him. He got up and walked away. I asked Jesse Owens one time, Roland, why didn't you get upset? He said, I came home and Roosevelt wouldn't shake my hand either. That's left for the Afro-American to discuss, not the daily paper. It's hard to imagine what it meant when Julius defeated Max Mellon, being called every conceivable ugly name by the major dailies, or Jackie Robinson. The reason all athletes make this multiple millions of dollars today. Not because they're any better than Oscar Robertson, or better than Bill Russell, or Campanella, but Kurt Flood sacrificed his career and life in Missouri using the 13th Amendment, or Wilma Rudolph, the Williams sisters, or Tiger Woods and Althea Gibson. Strange ways the destiny of our people have been caught up to these achievers. How these minorities with majority visions took us to higher heights. Most of you tonight cannot go 4 generations back into your family, certainly 5. The first book of Matthew, from David to Jesus, is 1,000 years, 42 generations. We can hardly get to 5. Who are we? Look at our skin complexions. We are colored by rape, not by biology. Still searching in the wilderness. Minority with majority visions. Stories bigger than your papers your editors cannot approve, cannot appreciate the value of. Moses was a minority with a majority vision. Joseph was a minority with a majority vision. Mandela, a minority with a majority vision. Dr. King, a minority with a majority vision. A vision bigger than our circumstance. Rules matter. Why are these athletes so superior in football and basketball and baseball and track? Don't use a biological argument. Why are we superior? So whenever the playing field is even and the rules are public and the goals are clear, the referee is fair and the score is transparent, we can make it. If on the football field we had to run 12 yards because we were born out of wedlock and whites had to run 7 yards because they inherited some yards, we couldn't make it there either. If we got on the base to run, the distance between bases was relative to who was running. But so long as the playing field is even, rules public, goals to the referees. But our public rules are clear. Only the appraiser has the power to determine the worth. We need you to be lights in dark places. The principle's bigger than your job. If you have a job, you're in trouble. You need a mission. That's what Les Payne to the top, or Asa Moore, or Bill Raspberry. They had missions. Who gonna tell the story about the flag? If one bows to the flag, it's exalting the flag. It said, I expect you to honor your promise. If one bows to the cross, it's saying, honor your promise. If one steps on the flag, spits on the flag, which is constitutionally a right, it's decadent. To be punished for exaltation, rewarded for desecration, is to eclipse the sun at high noon. So we could not let the season go by without saying, why is it that Colin Kaepernick, one of the top 10 best quarterbacks in the game, can't get a tryout? Is that somebody else's job at the paper? Because I'm in fashion, I'm in some. Who will tell the principal story of they didn't shake my hand in Washington or Berlin? We tell the story that the players make all this money in every sport around the world because of acre flood. It's a mission, not just a job. I was in South Korea last week. They brought the bones of soldiers home. And they went through all of the procedures and started talking about Kim Jong-un and Trump and the like. And I could not help but think about there were some black bones in those boxes. Somebody had the right. Medvedev was in Korea, fighting, risking his life to die for Korea. Came home and got killed in Mississippi trying to get the right to vote. Somebody on a mission was put Medvedev in that context. It says in trivial talk, we came on different boats, we're in the same boat now. No, we came on very different boats. We're not immigrants. They came looking for a better way of life, Roberts. Refugees came in desperation. We came enslaved, bought and sold. Every time I see those children at the border, my heart goes out for the babies in cages. We were there in the cages first. As a matter of law and policy and commerce. Our babies were put in cages and then sold. 246 years of slavery. Jim Crow was more violent than slavery. When we were enslaved, we were seen as an asset. We're free, we're seen as a threat. And to block our vote, there were 8 black congressmen in South Carolina alone. They lynched 5,000 blacks in 90 years without one conviction. ISIS. Most lynchings took place after church on Sunday in the name of God. Emmett Till was the caboose on that train. We do not have a federal law against lynching tonight. We never passed a federal anti-lynching bill. NABJ, we never passed the federal anti-lynching bill. So when Bert Tappan was in his sleep, and Bobby Rush thought was in his sleep, was killed in his sleep, inspired by the police officers, that was a lynching. That's a federal crime. Police shoot unarmed people, those are lynchings. That's not how the editors see that, unless somebody is delighted in dark places. But through it all, we are amazing. Our weapons have been the moral rightness of our cause. Rosa Parks had no money, no gun. She was mostly right. Coalitions, always some Ralph McGill, some John Brown, coalitions, a marching feet. We were never able to make lynching a federal crime. Don't be discouraged. We're in the belly of the whale. 1/2 of all human beings are Asian, 1/2 of them are China. They can elect presidents, we can be one. The power of France, it can make and break presidents, we can be one. The European Union, we have more power than they, we can make and break presidents, we can be one. $4 million blacks in the South today are unregistered. 2.5 million registered last time who did not vote. the pain of that suffering has been internalized and turned into energy. I want to thank God, man, ABJ, for the role you play in the lane you run. You're not just workers at the paper, you are on a mission. I gained my value as watching black journalists, some Ida B. Wells. There's this graceful scene, Babies at the Borders. And I watched the morning shows and even black guests on shows travel out and make their hard blue. I've never seen a single one say a damn thing about us on the border in the cages too. As a matter of law, we are a post-genocide Native Americans. Post-slavery, post-genocidal society. To be on TV as a piece of color and cover and not to be there with courage and conviction is a distraction. We're on a mission. When you lose the mission, you have a funeral that's so small that it can't make it to a church. I was in Cleveland, Columbus, about a month ago. And at the Turtle Board meeting. There were 7 journalists in the meeting, not one black journalist in Columbus, Ohio. There was one black outside of the window at the desk writing, peeping, looking at me. So I said to the editor, the publisher came, he said, why don't you have one black journalist? He said, we can't find any. The home of Ohio State, a football factory, we can't find any. Columbus, Ohio, up north, y'all. Went to Cleveland. Met the Cleveland Plain Dealer. 8 journalists, not one black writer in the meeting in Cleveland. One thing worse than being in slavery is to adjust to it. Deep water does not drown you. You drown when you stop kicking. If the door is closed, that's not bad. It was bad if there are no footprints that you try to kick it down. It's just there. You mean it's closed and no footprints, no fingerprints? You can drown in shallow water. There's just this graceful image tonight, and we'll see it again tomorrow. They count 400 babies. And it is a moral disgrace of our time. And yet, we got to go to the Savannah River. Got to go to New Orleans. Got to go to Charleston. Look at babies in boxes sold on the auction block, not sold. If there had been an argument, look at our skin complexions. Speak of deadbeat dads. We need you tonight. There's a countdown between now and November the 6th. We can stop this long, dark night. I know it's dark. We can stop this. If we're all on a mission, if we're all free, we can stop this. We have the numbers to stop this. We won the race in Virginia this year. Got a black lieutenant governor. We can fight this. Everybody not surrendering. We won the race in New Jersey. We got a black lieutenant governor. We can fight this. Ben Jealous won against the odds in Maryland. He could become governor. We can fight this. It's like a salmon swimming upstream. States that won the race in Georgia. We can win Georgia. We can fight this. Esprit running for Senate in Mississippi. We can fight. If we do not bow and do not surrender, we can win this. But not just storytellers who write for some editor's foolishness. Every woman here is somebody to be Wells. You're writing to free slaves. You're writing to free ex-slaves. Lastly, a few days ago I was diagnosed with Parkinson's, a kind of degenerative disease for which they say there is no cure. That's supposed to be a sign of slow down and because it's intimidating. I get in the grip with life and death in jail cells a long time ago. For all of my life, I know we have power. It excites me. Economic power, leverage to bring in the corporation that we have power. I was blessed to be in jail, power. In my lifetime, blessed to work under Roy Wilkins, with Jim Farmer, for Dr. King. I've been blessed. Don't let them tell you because you're going to die one day, don't work. That's going to happen anyhow. Use the rest of your days to fight the right fight. Somebody say, live in such a way that when you die, the funeral director will cry. Because you mattered. The article you wrote, the story you told, the interpretation you gave to the story. There's nothing much more dangerous than a chocolate white person, you know, who just kind of chocolate-colored white minds are dangerous because they're deceptive. I'm going to say it one more time. There's nothing more dangerous than a chocolate white person whose mind has bought into the system, whose vision is limited by what the master sees. We're called to be transformers. We must be maladjusted. We are that one that, here he come again, here she come again with that stuff. We ought to be I would rather be, as I talk to some football players who gonna get on their knees and kneel this year. I would rather be a cab driver working on percentage free than to be $1 million slave. You mean you got $1 million and man, if you buy, I'm gonna fire you. You say, no, sir, master. And then all your muscles start shriveling up. It's better to be a free cab driver working on percentages than to be $1 million slave. Dignity is non-negotiable. Roland lost his job, but not his sense, not his mind, not his mission, not his motivation, not his dignity. Dignity must be non-negotiable. When the doc said, well, Jesse, you got Parkinson's. I said, well, Parkinson's in trouble. Whether I'm in Haiti or Chicago, or South Korea, or South Chicago, or South, we're going to fight this fight. Because my God is a healer. Be careful how you treat at-risk babies. You got Parkinson's, you're at risk. I was born at risk. Born to a teenage mother, at risk. Never saw my daddy shave, at risk. Never had my daddy's name, at risk. Just Jack is my third name, I'm adopted. At risk. Had no health insurance, wasn't born in the hospital, born at home. My white doctor stopped by the house. At risk, born at risk. Jesus wasn't at risk, bought a baby, born under death warrant. Had to go to Egypt as an immigrant. Again, Solomon became a refugee, at risk. Turn your risk into power. And don't surrender. In my travels across these years, the reason I'm so excited tonight about this season, we're going to win in November, you know. We're going to win because we're going to fight. We're going, every high school senior is eligible to register and vote. Every high school in your district must be registered to vote. We didn't have that weapon 50 years ago. Don't you know that when we win and lose, they say, well, Gore beat Bush, Bush beat Gore. That's fake news. You got up to 534 votes. It would not count, the ballot counted 27,000 votes. Did any of you protest that in your articles? They didn't count the ballot counted vote. That's why Bush was the winner. That's fake news. You mean Kennedy beat Nixon by 113,000 votes? And Nixon beat Humphrey by 500,000? And Hillary win by 3 million and Trump was the winner? Hell, that's fake news. If don't nobody in your paper believe that, but it's fake news in the house. You can't win by 3 million in a democracy and be the loser. God has blessed me across the years to be with you tonight. My grandson, Jesse III, is here with me tonight, taking care of Pops. I'll leave you with this tonight. If my people will call by my name, humble themselves and pray and seek my face, and turn from their wicked ways, they'll hear from heaven and God will heal their land. It's healing time. Don't put a job over your mission. Don't put your dignity up for sale. In these 57 years since I first went to jail, in 77 years of living, I've seen quite a few things in my lifetime. To come from Greenville to be advising presidents is quite a journey. I was in South Africa the day that Nelson Mandela walked out of jail and shook his hand in Cape Town. I've seen a lot. I worked with Dr. King, talked to him in his last breath. I've seen a lot. With Ron Dillams, I met with Castro when it was not fashionable. I've seen a lot. Been to Japan, I've seen a lot. I've seen the Great Wall of China. I've seen us go from the balcony in Memphis where Dr. King lay bleeding. 40 years later, the balcony of the White House, head of state. The balcony in Memphis, the balcony in the White House. 40 years in the wilderness. I've seen a lot in my time. What I haven't seen, the reason I'm not going to give up, I have not seen the righteous forsaken. Another seed beg for bread. God bless you and thank you.
Jesse, Reverend Jesse Jackson. If I could just ask you one question. You began your civil rights journey as a college student. And our membership of NABJ is overwhelmingly millennial. 75% of our members are millennial or Gen X and Gen X. And our members we would like to know, what approaches should today's college students and millennials use as they seek to speak truth to power?
We've been here 400 years. As of next year, you didn't start the movement to free our people. You joined the freedom train at best, or sit and watch it pass down the street. Black lives have mattered for a long time, y'all. I saw some students at Howard University in 1932 make lynching illegal. Black lives matter to them. Medgar Evers came from Korea, Black lives matter to him. We should not be distinguished by a hashtag. That struggle, join, read about Ethel Payne, read about Les Payne, read about Asa Moore, read about Raspberry, read about Carl Rowan, read about Vernon Jarrett. What made Dr. King significant was, at 26, he was following the path of Dr. King, Dr. Mays, Dr. Mays and Dr. Howard Thurman and Mordecai Johnson. He joined the struggle. In 1946, when Mandela and Tambo became young, they didn't start something, they joined the ANC. They joined the struggle. They didn't start, they joined the struggle. Every generation can build upon the last generation's work. Don't be dismissive of the previous generation. We need each other. Say everybody. Needs everybody. Everybody is somebody. Shoulders matter. Shoulders matter. Lineage matters. Yesterday's lessons are today's landmarks. Remove not the ancient landmarks. Our mothers and fathers have said, build upon yesterday and make a greater tomorrow. You couldn't have, if Oscar Robertson had done what he did, LeBron couldn't do this. If Curtis Floyd did not sacrifice his career, he could make money playing. We could play, but Nick been dribbling basketballs for a long time and shooting doing Globetrotters, you know. I'll let y'all go on this one. 1947, they got so hot on this basketball thing that they reduced us to clowns, to laugh at us. And the Minneapolis Lakers won the great championship. They were the champions. And they had George Mikan. The clown Globetrotters beat the white Minneapolis Lakers in Chicago. They beat them twice. That made it possible to have an NBA with black players. When Bill Russell joined the Celtics, two blacks play per team. I mean, all of this stuff is built up on yesterday. So I guess I would want to say one thing that this generation: join the struggle. Look for a shoulder upon which to stand. You don't have to stand on the ground. Somebody, if you are a giant standing in a hole, you look like a midget. A midget on the hill looks like a giant. You on somebody's shit. So even giants. See, even midgets look like giants standing on somebody else's shoulder.
Sir, we have a token of appreciation in acknowledging all of your hard work for half a century plus. And this print here, you can bring it over, please. This print here was taken by our official NABJ photographer, Jason Michelot-Johnson, down here. And it is from 1992, and it's a photo of Reverend Jackson and Rosa Parks, taken in Washington, D.C. at her birthday celebration.
Wait. Hold on. So Jason took the photo?
Yes. Let me get you.
All right, Jason, give us the camera and you get in the photo. It's your photo.
We do want to thank Reverend Jackson for his words, those very important words once again. I want to thank him for being here tonight. I also do want to mention that, you know, there are voices out there, and we have to adhere and listen to those voices, but we also have to support those voices. Yes. You know, the first national outlet to mention Trayvon Martin was Roland Martin. And he will be back on September 4th with his own digital network, his own show, owned by Roland Martin. So I hope that you will be there to support him when he comes back.
Absolutely, absolutely. We have all worked very hard throughout this year, and tonight we are here to recognize those who stood out in their pursuit of quality journalism.
So here are the award winners in the collegiate and digital categories. Please, let's watch and support these kids. So congratulations to the winners right there. And I heard a few of you folks yelling HU.
There's more.
I know.
Online feature reporting as
go.
well. Drew Costley's cleaning up. Way to go, Drew. And Drew gets another. Once again, a round of applause for those folks.
So don't cheat them all. Hold on.
Oh wait,
Don't
there's
cheat.
more.
Somebody just yelled, yeah.
All right.
And by the way, everybody, these are, you know, we're doing these little packages in hopes of, you know, sometimes the show runs long, but we still want to recognize all the winners.
Absolutely.
And that's why, so please read and follow along. All right.
We do.
We're all learning at the same time.
But I am proud of my CNN family as well. NBC's represented tonight.
All right.
Congratulations, everyone. We are still adding pictures to the social media wall, and everyone should be doing the same. In fact, NABJSTE18 is a trending topic on Twitter tonight. So keep using that hashtag because it's working. We were number 10 last time I checked.
Yeah, all right. So keep that up. And here's our next set of winners who did exceptional work in their respective mediums, ones that appeal to the eye while others appeal to the ear. Here now are your winners in the radio and magazine categories.
I think we keep going here, Kev.
We're waiting for those winners. We're waiting on those winners. All right. The radio
I believe
winners.
Here are our winners.
Hold on, they're coming. They're coming. They're
Okay.
coming. They're coming. Here they come. They're coming. They just want to show a few more pictures. There we go. All right.
Well, it went back.
Don't lose them. Bring them back. You're just starting to give them.
All right.
Hold on.
More? We're just seeing folks oh, hello, Jamel and Beverly. Good friend, Broadcast Bev is in good company with Jamel Hill being honored at NABJSTE18. There we go. Thanks for tweeting that, Donna. Kevin Merida, NABJ's Journalist of the Year, Jamel Hill at The Undefeated with her mother. Love that.
All right. We will come back to those, but we're going to go to the next award, all right? Okay? All right, here we go. Thumbs up. Hey, we're all good. See? This works.
It's communication. That's the business we're in, right?
All right. Pat Tobin and the Patricia L. Tobin Media Professional Award honors a public relations, advertising, marketing professional or media owner who has been an industry trailblazer in forwarding the positive representation of African Americans. Pat Tobin,
yes,
one of the greatest.
One of the greats, yes. This year's winner is the president and founder of Win-Win Communications. The Chicago-based consultancy is dedicated to helping organizations effectively engage their community and customers.
Here to accept her award for the 2018 Patricia L. Tobin Media Professional Award, Chicago's own Winona Redmond.
There she is.
There she is. Come on up. Those notes, I know. Congratulations. Congratulations. Yeah.
How can I follow Reverend Jesse Jackson, my big brother, someone who I love and I've been blessed to be mentored by? PR, public relations, is a spoken word profession. Chicago chapter will recognize the name Mama Brenda Matthews, a late spoken word artist who wrote, "Somebody better say something. Somebody better do something. If I came to do nothing else tonight, I came to say thank you." So don't let B. Flip Wilson when I leave and say, "What did you say?" I came to say thank you. I want to thank the CEO of my company, and that's Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. I couldn't be in business. When I get really afraid, I remember being in corporate America and there was a president I reported to. So on days that I say I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, I remember I have a corner office up there with the CEO in charge. He is the source of my supply. So I came to say thank you very quickly before the music starts. I define public relations as power and resources, people and relationships. I'm blessed to have multiple dimensions of my family in the same room for the first time. So I want to thank my parents, Bobby and Lucy Wright are in the back. Mind you don't have to stand. She's fighting her second battle with cancer, but she was the first PR person I met. She talked to everybody in the grocery store and everyone talked to her. But she told me when I was having problems in my corporate job a long time ago, your only issue is that you have not let them know you are a strong black woman. And from that day forward, I fought. I thank my father, Bobby Wright, who listened to anything I wrote, every speech, every oratorical contest. He brought me all kinds of books and encyclopedias. Thank you. Parents need to do that. I thank my sister, Rochelle Simpson, my big sister in the room, who told me when I kept getting job offers after I started my company, bottom line is, you owed it to yourself to try. Speeding further along, I thank my twin brother, Winslow. When you honor me, Win-Win Communications is Winona and Winslow. Thank you. When you say the name of someone who's passed on, African proverbs tell us that you're saying you keep them alive. Thank you, Pat Tobin. Pat was a mentor. Pat was the nicest PR person I ever met. And people kept saying, you should have been got the award. But I wasn't an entrepreneur then. If I could have a conversation with Pat again, I would say I know more about what you went through when you thought it was better to do more free work for good causes than paid work. Thank you, Pat Tobin. Mita Meriday and Randy Bullock are in the room somewhere. I'd like to thank you, ask you to stand as founders of the National Black Public Relations Society. In 2009, Randy, I guess, we had the first meeting of the National Black Public Relations Society right in Detroit at the Hotel Pontchartrain. I'd like to thank all of my PR family. PR folks, please stand. Deborah Hyman, I accept this award. She has been my co-pilot all these years at PR. We've got presidents in the room, but all of the PR family, I accept this on your behalf. My NABJ family, it takes courage to fight. And we are Al Capone Chicago Chapter of the Year. Brenda Butler, Dorothy Tucker, Val West, Madeline Hedrica, they were gangster when they went to the president of CBS and NBC and said, we need a letter for Winona tomorrow. When they got it from iHeart, NBC, Push, thank you, gangster NABJ Chicago Chapter of the Year. Thank you, Vernon Jarrett, another mentor I was blessed. He had me work too. He had me doing all the work on the Freedom Writers. But thank you, journalists. Thank you to the businesses and clients I've been blessed to work with. I've got Charmaine Rickett in the audience. I've got Angela Waller. Thank you for clients that want me to win more than I win for them. But I've been blessed. I'm going to forget thanking somebody. Thank you, Reverend Jackson, who told me in his office 7 years ago, when corporations hire you, they hire your network. You're teaching the slave master's son how to be your boss. You should create your own company and make your network work for you. So his wife asked me, why did you start your own company? And I said, ask your husband. But thank you, Jesse Jackson. Okay, my time is probably about up. I'm a PR person. I want to give an exercise to the Salute to Excellence tonight. There's a song we learned, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Tonight I want to liven it up a little bit for NABJ. If you're blessed and you know it, clap your hands. If you have a mission and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're blessed and you know it, clap your hands. If you have a mission and you know it, stomp your feet. If you are not tired yet, say amen. You don't have to say hooray, say amen. NABJ, I thank you. I am so proud to be with journalists who are bold enough to go in foreign countries, who have told our stories. So, NABJ, if you're blessed and you know it, clap your hands. I'm blessed. I know it. I clap my hands. NABJ, if we have a mission, it don't matter who's in the White House, black or white. we can stomp our feet.
We can stomp our feet.
Okay.
We're gonna stomp our feet.
And
we're gonna stomp our feet.
And we can say.
I swear we're gonna stomp our feet.
And we can say, amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Let me tell you, I understand that enthusiasm.
I'm clapping, I'm stomping, right. I'm clapping, I'm stomping. Right. Thank you, Winona.
Here's what we want to do. We're going to go back for a second to those collegiate winners. We fixed all the technical difficulties. We had a moment, but we want to recognize these people and their landmark work.
Yes.
So let's go back one more time, and here are your collegiate winners, okay? And congratulations.
Collegiate. Newspaper collegiate, sports reporting, Mission Possible, Howard defeats UNLV in historic victory, Lawrence Dow, The Hilltop, Howard University. Online collegiate, best use of multimedia special project, birthing inequity, Black women and infants in Oakland are experiencing negative health outcomes at much higher rates than women of other races. Here's why and what's being done about it. Drew Costley, Sarah Honig, and Sarah Kalin, Oakland North University of California, Berkeley Graduate School of Journalism. Online collegiate, online feature reporting. Study allows families to try food as medicine. Drew Costley, Oakland North University of California, Berkeley. Photography, collegiate, multiple images. Doulahood, mommyhood. Drew Costley, Oakland North University of California, Berkeley.
So congratulations to all those winners.
Absolutely.
Now, we also want to go back to our magazine. We want to
our radio and magazine winners again. Of course, we just want to recognize everyone for their hard work, and everyone deserves to have their name spoken and to get their just desserts tonight. So we want to go back to them.
Yes. 2018 Salute to Excellence Award winners. Radio. Radio commentary, market 16 and below. Robin Washington commentaries for KUWS Wisconsin Public Radio. Robin Washington, Wisconsin Public Radio, KUWS FM Superior. Radio commentary, top 15 markets. Black women on being called girl in the workplace. Nadej Green, WLRN News Miami, WLRN 91.3. Radio documentary, market 16 and below. Nice tribal wear, now take it off. Leah Day, Hannah Baba, Julie Kane. The Stoop Podcast, KALW, San Francisco. Radio documentary, network. On the Knife's Edge, using therapy to address violence among teens. Shankar Vedantam, Jennifer Schmidt, Tara Boyle, Maggie Penman, Renee Claire, NPR. Radio documentary, top 15 markets. Black home ownership, the promise and the pitfalls. Natalie Moore, Kate Cahan, and Joe DeSoe. WBEZ, Chicago Public Media, WBEZ, Chicago 91.5. Radio feature, market 16 and below. Scars of Tuskegee, Stan Ingold, Alabama Public Radio. Radio feature network, Mississippi Civil Rights Museum tells a difficult story. Debbie Elliott, Vicki Walton James, and Jim Kane, NPR National Public Radio. Radio feature, top 15 markets. Detroit, Boston, and the searing memories of the summer of 1967. Philip Martin, WGBH News 89.7, WGBH FM Boston. Radio, news, long form network, Sickle Cell, A Forgotten Killer, Jenny Gold, Diane Weber, Lydia Zora, Joe Neal, Scott Hensley, Kaiser Health News, NPR. Radio, news, long form, top 15 markets. Public housing tenant, my apartment was making my kids sick. Nadesh Green, WLRN News Miami, 91.3. Radio news, short form network. Raise the Age, Kizzy Cox, British Broadcasting Corporation. Radio news, short form, top 15 markets. Glades residents afraid Lake Okeechobee Dam could fail. Peter Hayden, WLRN News Miami, WLNR News 91.3. Radio, public affairs, interview discussion, market 16 and below. Another View, educating our black boys. Barbara Ham Lee, Lisa Godley, Victor Bowen, Dr. Barry Graham, Kathy Martin. WHRO Public Media Norfolk, WHRV FM. Radio Public Affairs, interview discussion, top 15 markets. Grading Michelle Obama's legacy at her former high school. Natalie Moore, Jen White, Carrie Shepard, Jason Mark. WBEZ Chicago Public Media 91.5. Radio, Public Affairs segment, market 16 and below. Another View, Blacks in Film, Is Hollywood Getting the Message? Barbara Ham Lee, Lisa Godley, Victor Bowen, WHRO Public Media, Another View, Norfolk. Radio, Public Affairs segment, top 15 markets. Police transparency. When should names of officers who kill be released? Sherry Gregg Esquire, KYW News Radio, KYW Radio.
Congratulations to all of those winners. We have another category to go. Our magazine winners.
Magazines. Art and design. Page design over 1 million. Favorite son of a troubled town. Otto Strong. ESPN The Magazine. Art department. Magazines. Business. Over 1 million. LeBron the sequel. Pablo S. Torre. ESPN The Magazine. Magazines. Business. Under 1 million. Google searches its soul. Ellen McGirt. Fortune. Magazines. Commentary essay, over 1 million. Rise and Reign, Growing Up with Serena. Morgan Parker, ESPN The Magazine. Magazines. Commentary essay, under 1 million. A black face in a white space. My 4 years at Penn. Ernest Owens, Philadelphia Magazine. Magazines. General Reporting, over 1 million. The Greatest at Rest. Tom Janot, ESPN The Magazine. Magazines. General Reporting, under 1 million. How Chicago became the first city to make reparations to victims of police violence. Yana Kunichov and Sarah McElray, Yes Magazine. Magazines. International, over 1 million. Cameroon Calling, Jackie McMullen, ESPN The Magazine. Magazines. Investigative, under 1 million. The infamous practice of contract selling is back in Chicago. Rebecca Burns, Chicago Reader, in partnership with the Investigative Fund. Magazines. Specialty, over 1 million. You Just Can't Shake It. Kevin Van Valkenburg, ESPN The Magazine. Magazines. Specialty, under 1 million. Missing Colors. Is real equality finally coming to the gayborhood? Ernest Owens, Philadelphia Magazine. Magazines. Sports, over 1 million. The Fight for Takerist McKinley. Dotun Akintoye, ESPN The Magazine.
Ernest, my man, stand up. Get your
And
applause.
please.
Come
All
on. All right. That's what I love, a passion for this. Way to go, Ernest.
He's going to celebrate tonight.
You know what I'm saying?
You know?
Ernest is going to the after party.
Now, here's the thing. Some of us tell stories with words and...
The whole table. Oh, yeah, the BBC.
That's right, we have other winners, right.
The whole table. That's right. That's a table of winners right there. Congratulations, y'all. Well done.
Now, the art of capturing images, whether moving or still, is one that requires a trained eye and an instinct for knowing what catches the viewer's attention, something these next winners have mastered.
Meanwhile, the art of writing remains one of the most important facets of journalism. We recognize the skill and creativity it takes to keep the reader both informed and engaged. Here are the winners of the Photojournalist and Newspaper Awards. Now, don't forget, we are streaming live on Facebook.
2018 Salute to Excellence Award winners. Photojournalism. Photojournalism, photography, multiple images. Too Young for Division 1. Melissa Little, Rob Booth, Tim Rasmussen, Landon Norman, and Nick Galick. ESPN. Photojournalism, photography, single image, dancing in protest. Maria Alejandra Cordona, Regina McCombs, Minnesota Public Radio News, KNOW St. Paul, NPR News. Photojournalism, videography, Home of the Brave, Walter Ios, Julianne Verace, Rob Booth, ESPN. Photojournalism, videography, I Was Empty. Reentry program helps inmate fight anger issues. Jared Henderson, USA Today.
Congratulations again.
Newspaper, art and design, page design, over 150,000. Yanez found not guilty. Greg Mees, Michaela Thuman, Star Tribune. Newspaper, business, over 150,000. A Free Press special report, The Faults in No Fault. J.C. Rendell, Detroit Free Press. Newspaper, business, under 150,000. Honoring a trailblazing woman in the area of STEM, Dr. Reagan Flowers. Jeffrey L. Boney, Forward Times Publishing Company, Houston Forward Times. Newspaper, commentary, over 150,000. The fight over Confederate monuments, Jarvis DeBerry, NOLA.com, The Times-Picayune. Newspaper, commentary, under 150,000. A collection of columns by Suzette Hackney. Suzette Hackney, the Indianapolis Star. Newspaper, feature series, over 150,000. After 1 year, the Smithsonian's Black History Museum is becoming a cultural mecca. Deborah Barfield Berry, USA Today. Newspaper, feature series, under 150,000. A Season Under the Gun, Rick Tellender, Chicago Sun-Times. Newspaper, feature, single story, over 150,000. CPS runaways are caught in troubled cycle. Monica Rohr, Houston Chronicle. Newspaper, feature single story, under 150,000. For decades, Harris County's bail system trapped the poor. Is that finally changing? Megan Flynn, Houston Press. Newspaper, international, over 150,000. Mitch Albom shares Chica's story. Mitch Albom, Detroit Free Press. Newspaper, international, under 150,000. Jimmy's World shines light on Afro-Cuban culture of Matanzas. Irvin Dyer, B. Denise Hawkins, the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Newspaper, investigative, over 150,000. How Cheney University fell close to collapse. Susan Snyder, Nancy Phillips, Dylan Purcell, Philadelphia Media Network. Newspaper, investigative, under 150,000. Renter Hell, Shannon Mullen, Peyton Guyan, Paul D'Ambrosio, Asbury Park Press. Newspaper, news, series, over 150,000. Bridging the Divide, Liz Bowie, Erica L. Green, The Baltimore Sun. Newspaper, news, single story, over 150,000. Test-A-Lion, Mikael Bond and Emily Lawnsberry, Philadelphia Media Network. Newspaper, news, single story, under 150,000. Are Metro Atlanta school districts keeping your student bus riders safe? Marlon A. Walker, The Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Newspaper, special project, over 150,000. Boston, racism, image, reality. Staff of the Boston Globe, The Boston Globe. Newspaper, special project, under 150,000. 50-year ache. Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel staff, Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. Newspaper, specialty, over 150,000. With Congress stalled on health care, blacks still looking within their communities to bridge health disparities. Deborah Barfield Berry, Jane O'Donnell, the USA Today. Newspaper, specialty, under 150,000. 10007 specialty. Carolyn D. Gunnis, the Miami Times. Newspaper, sports, over 150,000. From number 1 to none. Marcus Fuller, Star Tribune.
All right. A very quick reminder to continue to tweet, use the hashtag NABJ.
Keep us trending.
18, keep us trending. All right, now let's move on to our television winners.
'18 Salute to Excellence Award winners. Television. Documentary, Market 16 and Below. San Antonio Marches, Keepers of the Dream. Ashley King, Cash Cashel. Lalo Garcia, Mandy Johnston Mendoza, Darius Bowie, WOAI TV. Television, documentary, network, Barack Obama, The Reality of Hope. Charmian Ling, Cassandra Marshall, Sarah Baker, Dan Bregman, Marianne O'Donnell, Dateline NBC. Television, documentary, top 15 markets. North Star to Freedom. Fran Murphy, writer-producer. James Byrne, executive producer. Alfredo Guevara, editor Jay Boisvert. Graphic artist, Robin Hamilton, host. Tribune Broadcasting, Washington, D.C., WDCW. Television, feature, long form, Market 16 and Below. The Cooking Gene, Michael Twitty. Lisa Godley, Neil Grockmall. WHRO Public Media, Norfolk, Virginia, WHRO TV. Television, feature, long form, network. Charmian Ling, Whitney Pennington Rogers, Ben Weltman, Craig Melvin, Liz Cole, Sunday Night with Megyn Kelly. Television, feature, long form, top 15 markets. Wigs and Weaves, a reporter's secret to maintain healthy hair. Adrian Broadus, Ferlin Webster, KARE-TV, KARE-TV, Minneapolis.
Wigs and Weaves.
Television,
what is that?
feature, Short form, markets 16 and below. A Muralist Mission, Amma Arthur Ashma, Anusha Roy, KUSA TV. Television, feature, short form network. CNN Heroes, Callie Sweeney and his Downtown Boxing Gym Youth Program. Megan Dunn, Jimmy Mazzullo, Quentin Dunn, Michelle Janice Patterson, Mark Dottro, CNN. Television, feature, short form, top 15 markets. Pioneering black journalists changed the face of television. Leslie Foster, Nick Lembach, WUSA 9. Television, general assignment news, long form, market 16 and below. Milwaukee's Black Vietnam Veterans, Liddy Collins, Milwaukee PBS, WMVS Channel 10, Milwaukee Area Technical College. Television, general assignment news, long form, network, City of Angels, Legacy of the Riots, ABC News. Television, general assignment news, long form, top 15 markets. Where is Relisha Rudd? Leslie Foster, Stephanie Wilson, Jeff Cridlin, WUSA 9, WUSA 9, Washington, D.C. Television, general assignment news, short form, market 16 and below. 16th Street Pianist, Cody Broadway, KUSA TV. Television, general assignment news, short form, network, Black Colleges and Trump, Ron Allen, Janelle Richards, Daniel Medina, Ilias Kermani, Dan Arnell. NBC Nightly News, Weekend Edition. Television, general assignment news, short form, top 15 markets. Tuskegee Airmen, This Is My Country Too. Adrian Broadus, David Peterlens, KARE TV. Television, investigative, market 16 and below. 1036, Kimberly Motley. Scotty Lee Myers, Ben Wick, Darren Mikowski. Milwaukee PBS WMVS, Milwaukee Area Technical College. Television, international, market 16 and below. African refugees find love. Claudine Ewing reporter, Bob Mancuso photojournalist. WGRZ TV, Buffalo. Television, international, network, 60 Minutes, Fighting Famine. Scott Pelley, correspondent. Nicole Young, producer. Katie Curbstack, associate producer. Peter M. Berman, editor. CBS News, 60 Minutes, CBS. Television, investigative, market 16 and below. Saving Darien, Sandra Chapman, Steve Rhodes, Susan Batt, WTHR TV. Television, investigative, network, respectfully submitted, Ricky Dixon. Simon Bumgart, Mark Fonarawada, ESPN. Television, investigative, top 15 markets, diagnosing discrimination. Andy Perotti, 11 Alive News, WXIA Television. Television, public affairs, interview discussion, market 16 and below. Black Nouveau, April Ryan, Everett L. Marshburn. Milwaukee Public Television, WMVS, Milwaukee Technical Area College. Television, public affairs, interview discussion, network. Tragedy of Time, The Khalif Browder Story. Joy Reid, host. James Holm, executive producer. Malik Johnson, segment producer. Staff of AM Joy, MSNBC, NBC News. Television, Public Affairs Program, Markets 16 and below. Principal Punishment and Redemption, Steve Crump, WBTV, Charlotte. Television, Public Affairs Program, Network, Third Rail with Ozzy. Is America becoming more or less racist? Denise Delani, Ann Adams, Carlos Watson, Cameo George, Eugenia Harvey, PBS, WGBH Educational Foundation Boston, and Ozzy Media. Television, Public Affairs Program, Top 15 Markets. Impact, Feeding Our Children, Leslie Foster, Sarah Gahagan, Ryan Wood, Ileana Block, Greg Cohen, WUSA 9. Television, Public Affairs Segment, Markets 16 and below. Black Nouveau, Black Holocaust Museum's new home. Everett L. Marshburn, Milwaukee Public Television, WMVS, Milwaukee Area Technical College. Television, Public Affairs Segment, Network, Charlottesville, Polarized Nation. The staff of This Week, ABC News This Week. Television, Public Affairs Segment, Top 15 Markets. Explore India program shows students another part of the world. Tina Martin, Courtney Kennedy, WGBH2, Boston. Television, Specialty, Markets 16 and below. Black Nouveau, Sickle Cell. Liddy Collins, Ethleen Peacock, Milwaukee Public Television, WMVS, Milwaukee Area Technical College. Television, Specialty, Network, Breast Cancer Triple Negative, Good Morning America staff, ABC News Good Morning America. Television, Specialty, Top 15 Markets. WIC Farmers Market, Damon Fernandez, WFAA-TV, Dallas. Television, Sports, Markets 16 and below. Rising, teen with cerebral palsy takes a shot to live his dream. Danielle Wiggins, WKYC, Purple Films, WKYC, Cleveland. Television, Sports, Network, 60-Minute Sports, The Nomads. Armin Katayan, Alan B. Goldberg, Joe Shanzer, Timothy Costa, Chrissy Jones. CBS News 60-Minute Showtime. Television, Sports, Top 15 Market. Kick Some Heine, Biney. Darren Haynes, WUSA, Washington, D.C. Television, Spot News, Network, Violence in Charlottesville. Tom Costello, Kelly O'Donnell, Gabe Gutierrez, staff of NBC Nightly News, Weekend Edition. NBC Nightly News, Weekend Edition.
All right, thank you everybody. And thank you guys for being so patient and attentive tonight and having such a good time. We really do appreciate you. Our next recipient left his mark right here in the Motor City. Robert Magruder was a newspaper juggernaut and industry pioneer, becoming the first black executive director of the Detroit Free Press in 1996.
He passed away in 2002 and left a legacy of tearing down barriers and blazing trails. He perfectly embodies the qualities for the winner of the NABJ Legacy Award, Detroit hometown hero, Bob Magruder.
Some people are great, but not good. Some people are good, but not great. But Bob Magruder was both great and good. He was a gift. He was a gift to the world of journalism. He was a gift to me.
I knew of Bob Magruder because he was, he was already a legend in this business. He had been a top editor in Cleveland and the first black reporter in Cleveland. He was a top editor at this paper. He cared about you not just because you're a reporter here. He cared about you in your personal life.
Bob and I worked very, very closely together. I felt like I knew him very well, and I had just a really deep respect and affection for him.
He was very much a part of the Detroit community. It was clear that he cared about this city, and it kind of gave you license to push for those stories that, you know, that maybe you would be a little hesitant to push for, but you knew you had his backing.
We were to be the reflection of the community. And so if we weren't diverse and we didn't have that, and Bob understood and defined diversity broadly as well. He was not, he didn't see himself as only representative of African Americans. He saw diversity in all the ways that it might bring richness and perspective and value. There are people all over this country, many of them practicing journalism in different forms, who feel like they were brought up by Bob, you know, who feel like they were raised up by Bob in the business.
His legacy, in his own words, is that he was the message and the messenger of diversity. Those words were spoken in one of his final speeches when he accepted the Knight Ridder Award for Excellence, because he was just so committed to diversity and determined to bring diversity to the newsroom. Thank you, NABJ, for recognizing Bob with this honor and continuing to keep him in your memories.
Greg Moore is here to accept on behalf of the Magruder family.
Hi, everybody. I'm Greg Moore, the former editor at the Denver Post, longtime NABJer and a former member of the NABJ board. So I'm really honored to be here tonight to accept this award on behalf of Bob Magruder. His wife, Annette, is out of the country, otherwise she would be here, but she wanted me to express her gratitude for tonight and to thank NABJ for all the love it's shown Bob and his legacy over the years. It's especially gratifying to all of us that this award is happening in his adopted hometown of Detroit, which he loved. You know, as was mentioned in the video, Bob has been gone for 16 years, and obviously he left us way too soon. In the words of Annette, he was a gift. He was a gift to the world of journalism. He was a gift to those he led. He was a gift to those he mentored, and he was a gift to her. He was not one to bask in the limelight, she reminds us, but rather he took great pride in nurturing others and watching them shine. Personally, Bob was a man of uncommon wisdom. He maintained the highest journalistic standards. He had a passion for the truth and a reverence for the facts. He was also a dedicated champion of diversity. He had an amazing eye for talent, and he had a commitment to developing it. Bob was the most inspiring editor that I ever worked for. He was witty and even hilarious sometimes. He was extremely well read, and he was known to carry books with him even when he bellied up to the bar. So those of you who never had a chance to work for Magruder, you would have loved it. I know those of us who worked with him at the Plain Dealer in Cleveland and the Detroit Free Press did. This nomination was put together with a lot of love by many people who worked for him or had been touched by his brilliance, and a number of them are here tonight, and I would just like them to please stand, and for anybody else who worked with Magruder or who interacted with him in his hometown, let's stand for him. Thank you. And I would just thank you all. This would not have happened without you. And I would just like to say about that closing quote that was in the video that, that Annette referred to. It's probably his most famous quote. If you haven't had a chance to read it, I'm going to do it for you. I am the messenger and the message of diversity. I represent the African Americans, Latinos, Arab Americans, Asians, Native Americans, gays and lesbians, women, and all the others we must see represented in our business offices, newsrooms, and newspapers if we truly want to meet the challenge of serving our communities. The newsrooms forming now and in the future should heed Bob's message delivered way back in 2001. It is a message that we in the industry should never forget. On behalf of Annette Magruder, I want to thank NABJ for this honor. Thank you so much.
Let's revisit the convention's theme for just a second. Driving journalism, technology, and trust. This year's recipient of the Chuck Stone Lifetime Achievement Award has been a trusted source of news in Southern California for more than 25 years.
Someone we wake up to and watch all the time.
Yes.
Beverly White has been in a powerful position of presence in Los Angeles since 1992. She is without a doubt the epitome of class, grace, and credibility, and tonight we honor her oh so many contributions.
Yes, it is an honor and a pleasure to welcome the Chuck Stone Lifetime Achievement Award recipient,
Beverly White
Miss
is an
Beverly
accomplished
White.
journalist with nearly 40 years experience in television news. Her career has taken her from Waco and San Antonio, Texas to WKRC TV in Cincinnati. She also covered news in the Miami-Fort Lauderdale area for WTVJ, where she was part of the Peabody Award-winning team to cover Hurricane Andrew. In 1992, Beverly joined LA's NBC4 as a general assignment reporter.
She just seemed to really have a passion for journalism, and I thought this just is someone who is only going to continue to grow and get better in this industry.
There was this beautiful black woman that showed up on NBC4. Anybody that's been in Los Angeles for the longest time, you know, we are a minority, very much so. There are a few of us that are still standing, and Beverly is certainly one of them. She is a big-time standout, but I knew it when I first saw her on the air.
Her coverage includes live reporting on local and national topics ranging from the Boston Marathon bombing and the death of music icon Prince to local happenings that impact the Southern California area.
She speaks in such a way that you listen. She wasn't just reporting, that she was curating stories, that there were stories that I was hearing from her that I would notice that other reporters were not focused on.
What I love about this job is the chance on a daily basis to defy stereotypes. I think that's my shtick. That's my gift. That's my calling, is to find people who might otherwise not be included in the conversation. But if you get an 8-second soundbite in that context of a person who hasn't been asked their opinion before, it's eye-opening for everybody.
Known for her talent and willingness to support veteran and novice journalists, Beverly is beloved and respected by many. She has also served as a scholar in residence at Citrus College and an adjunct professor at the University of Southern California.
This is a woman who's really narrated the story of our lives here in Los Angeles as people of color in Los Angeles. And while she's reporting on all the big stories that apply to everyone, she's also humanized the stories about us that matter to us.
NABJ proudly honors Beverly White with the 2018 Chuck Stone Lifetime Achievement Award.
Yes, get on your feet for her, everybody. She has definitely been a mentor to me and to so many others in this industry. And by the way, today is her birthday. Show her love, everybody. The Lifetime Achievement Award.
I love you too. Lord have mercy. I'm verklempt. And I know a few of you know what that means. Now, as I scroll through my notes, I've been editing all evening to respect your time. So good evening, everyone. All right, it's like church. All right. So if you know me, you know I have always loved NABJ, and evidently, she loves me back. I wept when President Sarah Glover called me about this award. Me and my wonderful hubby, the freelance journalist right here at table 6, Xavier Higgs, we were coming anyway to this convention. We always come to this convention. This honor is as much his as it is mine. I am nothing without my king. And giving honor to God. He got me here and he covers me against the mayhem of general assignments reporting on the night shift in Los Angeles. So I humbly accept this honor, named for our late NABJ co-founder, NABJ president, Philadelphia Daily News columnist, educator, and fearless advocate, Chuck Stone. There will never be another Chuck Stone, but lucky for us, the founders saw a need and filled it, a need many of us can relate to. Before I ever heard of NABJ, a prospective employer in my home state of Texas turned me down for a job, saying he already had one black reporter in his newsroom, didn't need another. He said I should apply in Detroit because there were plenty of black people there. I was hurt and I was mad, but honestly, I was more mad than hurt. So I went across town in my car and compelled his competition to give me a job. I knew they had a quota for black reporters across the street, but not at the new place. They brought me in, they helped me grow. And in fact, that station whooped the station that turned me down in the ratings, every ratings period thereafter. So later, much later, I attended my first NABJ convention in Dallas in 1986, and I fell hard for NABJ. I could see my future in journalism where I wouldn't be a fly in the buttermilk. I made it to every convention thereafter that I could to tighten up my skills and deepen my love of TV news. At NABJ, ABC anchorwoman Carol Simpson critiqued my resume tape. She loved my writing, but she hated my blue eyeshadow and my shoulder pads. Y'all know it was the 80s when fashion took a holiday. So then came NABJ, ironically in Detroit in 1992. That's where the hateful news manager turned out to be correct. There are a lot of black people in Detroit. But I never worked here. But I had a good time at that convention, only to be summoned home early by my then employer, NBC in Miami, because Hurricane Andrew was knocking on the door. Had to go back to work that story. Our station then scored a Peabody for our coverage, an honor I share with brave colleagues, including last year's Lifetime Achievement Award winner, Yvette Miley of MSNBC. So it's extra sweet being here in Detroit to be celebrated, not interrupted, unless the musicians kick in. I'm rushing, I really am. And the Motor City has a special place in my heart, and so does NABJ, for boosting my confidence and my skill set. It's why I promise to encourage rising journalists and celebrate working journalists, as NABJ has elevated and encouraged me. I changed jobs twice at this convention. At the NABJ Career Fair, I was hired in Miami and later in Los Angeles from a single contact that I made at this convention. So I am blessed to have longevity in our industry because many better prepared, better looking, and more talented journalists are no longer working. So thank you, NABJ Region 4, NABJ Los Angeles, all representing the West Side, the Best Coast. Thank you, every NABJ member who ever smiled in support with me online at that career fair, every recruiter, agent, or boss who ever watched my resume reel. Thank you, peers, for dreaming dreams of breaking through and of making a difference. Thank you, colleagues at NBC LA and NBC News. And thank you, SAG-AFTRA union brothers and sisters who were here and on the grind, my husband at Table 6, my Army veteran dad, and my public school cafeteria lady mom, who compelled me to do this, to stay nosy, stay humble. Thank you to my siblings and former coworkers who are scattered across the globe, and color it all joy for this journalist who was once told one black per newsroom was enough. NABJ, please keep pushing the needle for fairness and inclusion in newsrooms and in society. God rest the souls of Chuck Stone, NABJ founders and members who've gone to glory. Let us honor them with well-chosen words, diverse sources, representative hiring, and rigorous standards. I am a work in progress, but I thank you anyway for this Lifetime Achievement Award. There is nothing fake about our mission, and we are not the enemy. So congratulations to my fellow honorees, the late Robert Magruder, and to Ms. Winona Redmond and Ms. Jamel, forgive me. Good night to all, and good luck. Thank you.
Beverly in her red. I just love this lady, I'm telling y'all. All right. Okay, I think they're gonna take you that way, Bev. All right, baby.
Thanks, man.
All right, congratulations.
We want to take 2 seconds to correct the mistake, and we're going to go back and show you the winner again of the Pat Tobin Award tonight.
Winona Redmond is a giant. She has been a part of what we call inner city life, but at the same time, she has functioned at the highest levels of public relations.
From her position as spokesperson and head of public affairs for the Cook County Hospital, for the Chicago Housing Authority, through her work in corporate America until she launched her own PR firm. Her passion, her focus has been being a voice for the voiceless, the person that the community runs to when they need resources.
She never forgets where she came from. She'll help the little guy and the big guy, meaning she's had folks in the hood to corporate America, and she treats them all the same. My grand opening, I opened up with well over 500 or 600 customers a day for a month and a half, and that's win-win communications.
It's got to be a win-win. It's got to be a win for the clients, the community, and I started my own company to make a difference. Going into public relations was an opportunity to shape the message, to challenge the gatekeepers. And the fact that I've been able to partner with journalists from all races to get the positive stories out, that's been the most fulfilling part of my career.
Winona Redmond was one of the founding partners of our Community Action Board at NBC5 here in Chicago, and she's really helped direct us in how we cover stories for the community, but especially the African American community.
And she has a way of connecting community with corporate. She has a way of convincing the corporate community that they have to give back. I've been very happy to champion some successful causes, making the case for a new public hospital in Chicago, helping to get the word out to 87 community organizations about Obamacare, to have worked with Leon Walker, a developer on the south side of Chicago, who built Inglewood Square at 63rd and Halsted, the highest crime zip code in Chicago. Those kind of projects make me proud. There is no other candidate for the Pat Tobin Award other than Winona Redmond.
Once again, congratulations, Winona Redmond. Congratulations. You know, ever so often, somebody comes along who provides a spark that ignites a fire inside of all of us, right? And ever so often, that person is in a position to be heard by the masses.
And when that person speaks from the heart and stands on the side of good.
Of good.
Yes, we have no choice but to take notice. Some have called her controversial. We know who that is. Outspoken.
Yes.
But we call her our Journalist of the Year, the one and only Jamel Hill.
Jamel Hill in 2018 is, quite frankly, who Jamel Hill was in the early 1990s. She has always been about making sure that journalists, especially young Black journalists, have a seat at the table.
There's something about those that are considered the best, the greats, that can always take you to another level. Not just the surface, but just one more, and then another, and another. And she gets so granular that you have to respect her opinion because it's thought out, and she's not just saying anything that just, you know, for a hot take, if you will.
As accomplished and as exceptional and as brilliant a reporter and journalist and commentator, yes, she is. I mean, she's a better friend.
When Jamel sent out the infamous tweets, she was really just expressing a very genuine, honest emotion. You know, that's who she is. She's someone who opines off of the news. And I think that's what she thought she was doing at that time.
When people tell me that they think I'm courageous, or they ask me, what made you do it, or why did you decide to? It was called Wednesday for me. It was like I was just speaking my mind. And so the fallout from all of that is where I think my upbringing, the city I'm from, how I was raised in this business, the mentors I had, that's where all of that comes into play.
What Jamel was saying tapped into what a lot of African Americans were feeling, and they didn't want to see her being persecuted for putting out in the Twitter space something that people were probably talking about at their dinner tables.
You know, and when she was, you know, the face of this controversy, you know, on every news broadcast and in the line of fire like that, it's like, you know, it was oftentimes I had to lean on her.
It still is something about today's society where you find it very difficult for a woman to have an opinion. You know, an affirmative, smart, well thought out opinion. And I think that Jamel does that. She's one of the best to do it.
It's almost like you're not doing your job unless you kind of rub some politicians or those in power the wrong way. It's kind of the hallmark of our profession, is that you're supposed to hold them accountable, and you're supposed to bring awareness to maybe things that they'd rather be kept quiet.
The things that she's talking about and the issues that she's raising on social media, Jamel has been doing this forever, and I don't think she's ever gonna stop.
Hold on now, hold on. The Journalist of the Year award recognizes a black journalist who has...
Detroit in the D. I'm so sorry, I can't.
All right.
NABJ, National Association of Black Journalists 2018. Detroit in the D. I'm so sorry I can't be with you. My heart is with you. But I tell you what, I could not let this moment pass without celebrating your next Journalist of the Year, Jamel Hill. Jamel, I get goosebumps thinking about you. You've been through a lot. You've told the truth. And the reason why we are in the positions that we're in, because we have an understanding of what truth is, and everyone does not put that on the table. Thank you for your honesty. Thank you for your stamina. Thank you for your fortitude. Thank you for your grace in telling the story that needed to be told in a realm, in an arena that doesn't always get it right when it comes to African Americans. Jamel, you are the NAB Journalist of 2018. Last year was a great year for me. NABJ supported me. But I want you to take this and understand you stand on the shoulders of greatness, those who came before us. And you are our current, who's going to propel the next generation of reporters. Be strong, my sister, because they're going to come after you like they do me. Be strong, hold the mantle, and walk like we walk. Because we are girls who run the world, girls. Congratulations, Jamel. Thank you, NABJ. It's been a wonderful ride.
Now.
Jamel Hill.
Everybody get on your feet.
Journalist of the Year.
Now.
Peace.
Get on your feet.
Now. Yeah.
For our Journalist of the Year, our friend and Detroit's own, Jamel Hill.
Oh my goodness. Well, I promise I'm not going to keep you guys long because I got a lash that won't let me be great right now. And just like Nichelle, I have sports tasks, party voice as well. That's what happens when you hit that international players anthem a little bit too hard. But I have a lot of people to thank.
And I kind of don't know where to begin. It was a reason I didn't really prepare a speech, because I wanted to live and be in this moment and feel this emotion. First of all, I'd like to thank NABJ. I joined this wonderful organization the last time it was in Detroit in 1992. And the reason I joined it was because there was a high school journalism program run by the Detroit Free Press, and there was a woman named Dr. Louise Reed Ritchie who marched us over to the NABJ convention and made us all join. I had no idea what I was joining. I knew the purpose, had a little bit of knowledge about it, but I didn't know that I would be standing here 25 years later with an organization that not only helped me grow professionally and personally, but became truly a second family for me. And so when I went through everything that I went through, some of the first calls that I received were from a lot of people here at NABJ, from Sarah Glover to numerous members, my brothers from the Sports Task Force. They held me down in ways that I can't even begin to describe and tell you. Of course, we all know that when things are going great and when everybody loves you, that everybody's in your corner and they're ready to support you. It's when you go through a battle that you really find out who loves you, who's with you, who's down, who's your ride or die. And NABJ is my ride or die. I also want to thank the Detroit Free Press. That was the city, or that was the paper rather, that raised me as well. I started working at the Free Press when I was 16 years old. I interned at the Free Press. I spent 6 years there as a full-time staff writer covering my alma mater, Michigan State. And I met so many wonderful journalists. Bob Magruder was one. Bob Magruder, to date, my easiest salary negotiation ever. I gave Bob a number. He was like, all right, and gave me my first signing bonus. So shout out to Bob. But I love Bob Magruder because he was an example of everything that journalism should be. And for him to be a black executive, someone for all people to look up to, but especially for young black journalists, it was very special that he took an interest in my career the way that he did. But the other wonderful thing about the Free Press is that they also had plenty of women who I could look up to, who mentored me, who took me under their wing, who did incredible things for me, and most importantly, gave me a sense of place and of belonging. One of which is here today, Rachel Jones, who is one of my first two mentors. She took this girl at 16 years old, perm not quite right, and helped her mature into the person that I am today. I also like to thank Michael Smith, my co-host. We've been through a lot together. It was an exciting last 13 months, to say the least, in between my struggles, what happened with the 6 o'clock Sports Center, but Mike held me down. He's another ride or die. And throughout all the turmoil, all the struggle, he was such a listening ear and a great sounding board, so I can't thank him enough. I'd also like to thank some other folks who are here with me today, and one of which is not, who I'll get to that a little bit later. Thank you to Evan Dick, my ambassador, Aquan, my agent, my manager. If you're wondering who's this white guy walking around here, it's Evan. Don't call security on him. And you'd be happy to know, Evan, I have the CAA notes with me, so I'm sure you'll appreciate that. I'd also like to thank my family, and that starts with my grandmother, who has passed. She was somebody who gave me my stubbornness, taught me how to eat weird food, also taught me how to play poker and cards, which my mother didn't truly appreciate as well, taught me how to bowl. So a lot of the strength I definitely get from her. I'd like to thank my father, who is here. I like to think I get my sense of humor from him, but also his level of quiet thoughtfulness. I'd like to thank my stepfather. You know, everybody who has been in a blended family knows that it's not always easy, but my stepfather has been a great support, so I'd like to thank him as well. Also, my mother. I have a lot to say about her, but I'm going to try to keep this short, Mom, and try not to make you cry. Thank you, Mom, for praying for me, for weeping for me, for loving every one of my numerous imperfections. Thank you for everything, and even sometimes when you think I'm not listening, trust me, I'm listening. I'd also like to thank the rest of my family and my friends who are here. They didn't have to be here. They decided to come, and I truly appreciate you all. I'd like to thank the previous winners. Looking right at Roland Martin, a journalist who I've looked up to, April Ryan. For her to say that about me is unbelievable, because being one of the few, maybe the only black person covering the White House right now, I can only imagine her struggles. The fact that I'm now in a long legacy of these incredible winners and journalists of the year is something that is blowing my mind as I stand before you right now. I also like to thank all the honorees. You are wonderful, you're talented, you're brilliant, and you deserve to be acknowledged on this stage here tonight. As April Ryan so eloquently said, that we are standing on the shoulders of somebody. I think over the last year, my shoulders have gotten pretty tough. And there's one wish that I have, is that younger journalists that come to this convention, I want them to know that you can stand on my shoulders anytime. And finally, last but not least, I'd like to thank the city of Detroit. I know it's a city, it's hard to thank a city, it's an inanimate object in some respects, but the city of Detroit, as was mentioned earlier, it's important that you guys understand how vital, critical, and important that we are here at this convention in this particular city at this particular time. Detroit, for many years, for most of my growing up, was never in the news for anything good, ever. We were the national joke. We were laughed at. We were mocked. We were disrespected. People didn't think that we deserved nice things. People have rooted for this city to fail for a very long time, and we're still here, we're still standing, and we're still resilient. I take a lot of my toughness, a lot of my character from this city. I wouldn't be anything without this city. And so I just want Detroiters to know, this city to know, thank you, and I'll love you always. And thank you, all of you, for being here tonight. This is a very special moment. I'm going to get off the stage now because this lash is like, look, girl, you only got about 5 more minutes. But no, in all seriousness, this is the most exciting thing that's ever happened to me in my career. Exciting is probably not the right word. Most emotional thing, the highest honor I could have possibly received, because it came from NABJ and it's in my city. So good night, and thank you guys.
Something else.
We got a little something here. I got you, baby. Okay. I think there's a little special presentation that they want to give to you. Jamel, Sarah Glover has something for you.
Oh, thank you. There's a tradition that the president buys a picture from the VTF auction, so I was pleased to purchase this and give it to you.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, your Journalist of the Year, Jamel Hill. Oh, you back. Oh, look, she's taking her pen.
I thought that was our pen. Okay.
I love it. It's just us.
All right.
Guys, we've had a good time tonight. We really have. We know it's been a long night. We know you guys are a little weary, but we appreciate you hanging in here with us and staying with us. This is such a great time. Kevin and I come every year. I feel like NABJ made me too. I mean, my first was 1997, and I was part of the student project here. Yeah, absolutely. So we just appreciate you guys loving us tonight.
And we also want to say congratulations to all the winners. Keep up the great work you're doing. We heard what Reverend Jackson said, and you also look at folks like Jamel and Beverly White and all these people who are out here doing it every single day. We love you, we respect you, we thank you, and I will tell you this, we will see you in Miami, because NABJ is in my contract, so I'll be there. Thank you, good night, have a good time, everybody.
If you have a job, you're in trouble. You have a mission.
Please welcome back to the stage NABJ President Sarah Glover.
I am standing between you and the party, so I'm going to put my closing remarks on my Facebook page. Does that sound like fun? Then you can read them. Because you need a drink and a two-step, right? But before we do that, I wanted to thank FedEx for your generous support of NABJ and for your support of this gala. It was very special to have Reverend Jackson with us this year. Congratulations to all the winners and have a great evening. And we'll see you in Miami. And it's time to welcome you to Miami. And the South Florida Association of Black Journalists looks forward to welcoming you next year, August 7th through 11th. So mark the date and we'll see you there.